It's a long drive for most of us, but fair enough. It's been a long drive for everybody else for a long time. And then I read Dixie Dawn's post.
Today, I saw that one.
Apparently they had a 5-year contract, which it strikes me as how and they had done their due diligence. Imagine, you're going to have 20 clean shooters, right? You don't order 20 clean pins. You want to order 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of stuff. That's kind of rug pulling. They're not the only ones that this has happened to.
Yeah.
There are some folks back east anyway. So your thoughts, as guardedly as possible?
Let's save them for that.
Save them for later.
Yeah. Because, I'll say it on air. I don't care. But
I think and wish it had been handled more.
Yeah. I mean, they just put us in La La Land? We just go wherever?
Numerically, I have to think it's still a significant number. But at the same time, maybe it's not. As you know, I'm trying to find bullets. Nobody carries lead bullets. I can't find lead bullets to save my life.
You have to...
I'm going to have to order them via...
even Bear Creek, I finally talked to him. And, yay!
I'm batting 1,000 today.
All right.
Love it.
4 for 4, yes. Even Bear Creek has got. He says that he's not making deliveries anymore. He used to come down in a van with, loaded for bear, and he'd drop off at my place. He'd drop off here. He'd drop off there, all the way to Arizona. He'd drop off.
And it made sense.
Yeah, and he says now nobody's out there buying them. No stores are out there selling them. So he says, I'm just doing mail order through the thing. So you can get them from him. Just call him and order them. And
are they subject to the 22% tax?
I don't think so.
21% of components, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. But don't quote me because I'm not in a retail store. I don't know.
And that bit of silliness drives me nuts, too. Okay, let me run this up real quick. Come on. Every time I figure I've got this thing worked out, they change the algorithm. Okay. Instagram.
My UPS bill for the week. You ready? $4,871.61.
How much of that is covered by?
Rick's your RPA tonight? Justin?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. You guys need anything?
Got $1 million hanging out.
I was going to say.
Trust me, I wish. All right.
My rent just went up 15%. 15%. I promise you, my pay did not.
Yeah. Just me and Mark today. Jimmy had a family event to go to, so everything's fine. He just won't be here today.
But it's a new year. We're starting strong.
Yep. And we got George and Leon next week. That should be fun. Oof. This was one of my old shirts.
How do those guys not have their own... Bring it up again, we'll vote on it. How do those guys not have their own program, their own comedy sitcom?
The George and Leon show.
Would you tune in? I sure would.
Yeah. I'd be the pesky. I'd be like the Eddie Haskell. of the show. Guy that pops in. My Miss Cleaver, don't you look lovely today? Ugh.
Doing that one. Okay. Can only add 5 hashtags. Is that new? Okay, good. Across all my apps. Share. Good heavens, we're almost there. I'm going to grab a water real quick. That chocolate went kind of fast. It was kind of good, especially they only had the small cups, so it was very dense. It's a little bit like a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Oh, pudding there.
Oh my.
Everything good?
Yeah, I've never seen this live. Us. I don't pull this up on the thing because it's too hard to try and concentrate on talking and doing this all at the same
Boy,
time.
am I glad I wore pants tonight. Oh, is this on? I meant I could have worn a kilt. Don't be scandalized out there. Oh, go on, be scandalized.
I don't pull this up on the thing because it's too hard to try and concentrate on.
Yeah, that's you. Looks just like you.
Sounded a little like me.
My favorite show on a rainy Sunday. Well, thank you very much. Just so you know, it's one of my favorite shows, too, on a rainy Sunday. It's hard to overlook those Gilligan Island reruns, though. You ever done the math on that? 3 hours, 8 knots. Those guys were like 18 miles away from Hawaii.
I know. They could have probably swam at hell. Magnum PI on one of his episodes.
One of those
Yeah, he fell off his board and,
Yeah.
and paddled for 24 hours.
And I would think that people that could make a radio out of coconuts could have gotten that done.
Well, and somehow they managed to keep batteries alive for
For
3 years.
And those old time batteries, the
Yeah.
ones you put them in the radio, and by the time you got it, the top screwed back on, it was going flat again.
Yep.
But I still remember
well.
the little red transistor radio under the blankets at night, listening to Dodger games.
Oh, mine was white. It was a little square with a white band across the front, and yeah.
Did you have the little gold speaker cover? Because
Yeah,
the red one
yeah.
had the gold speaker.
Yep, had the gold speaker cover, and you had to. I think volume was on one side, and the
Yep.
dial was on the other. Yeah, and then you turn the volume until it clicked, and that was off. Yeah,
Yep.
Yes. We are showing our age, but
You know what?
yeah,
I bet that little radio is worth a little something now.
who knows? It would be worth more if you could pull up the same stuff. Not so much.
Tell me you wouldn't do it all just to hear,
Vinny again.
yep, you knew I was going.
Yeah. The last couple of years, it was such a highlight of the week when he would announce that he would come back for the next year. Remember?
Yep. We are waxing rhapsodic about Vin Scully, the one, the only, and to my taste, the best announcer ever there was.
Yeah.
Guy who could make a 10-0 ball game in the 7th inning still interesting enough that you'd stay glued to the radio.
Yeah.
And how many people would you see at a game watching the game live with like headphones or the radio clamped to their ear.
Yep. No other stadium. And they got to a point where they just blasted him out on the PA system.
Oh, here's a shout out. Silly Wabbit says, I used to love listening to the Dr. Demento show.
Yeah, Sunday nights. On the Mighty Met, KMET.
Okay.
Remember, little bit of heaven, 94.7.
Oh my God.
KMET. Tweedly.
KRLA.
Yeah. Tina Delgado is alive. That was the Art LeBeau show. My 69 Nova with a straight 6 and the 3 on the tree.
Oh, my word.
And it only had AM, and the only station I could pull up, because back then KRLA was a monster of a station. And it's the only thing I could get, and it was all oldies all the time. Oh, here we go. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Gunslingers right here on
The Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
That's right, from San Diego to San Francisco. And it's actually really from the southern border, the border to Mexico and the border to Oregon, because both the San Diego and San Francisco stations are
Reach
50,000 watts. So they literally go over the border and then all the way out to Phoenix and then over to Vegas and back here to lovely Los Angeles.
I just have a picture of all the people in Portland, Oregon going, what is this show? They're playing this show. I'm offended. I need a safe space.
Don't even get me started. Anyway, welcome to Gunslingers, guys, where we talk nothing but fun with guns and try and stay out of politics. Of course, we will have Rick from the CRPA in the second segment, and he can handle politics.
Let him do that.
Yeah, but
if they would leave us alone, we would not talk about it at all.
No,
but they keep coming at us with knives.
Yeah, well, yeah, and constantly hounding us because we are gun friendly. Go figure. Yeah. Well, it's been a week.
It's 2026.
Yeah.
We got through a Christmas. We got through a New Year. How about you?
Just barely. Just barely. We got, we're working real hard on the catalog to finish up for February 14th auction.
You just did an auction?
I know. It's December 13th. It's only 2 months till the next one. So we're almost done with making the flyer, I think. And, of course, little Fredo came in with a bug and gave it to half my crew.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I've spoke about shipping before.
Right.
The Amazon effect is what I call it. People expect, everything overnight now or within an hour, and you just can't do that when you're, a smaller, couple, 3-4 guys doing shipping. And then, one of my guys comes in at Christmas time, no less. So, we have, believe it or not, the big brown truck charges you more when you ship.
No way.
During Christmas time.
During their busy season. What are the chances of that?
Yeah. So they ship more. So we have to tell the people we need to hold them because we're trying to keep your costs down. So therefore, we're trying to, we got to hold on till after Christmas.
So if you're willing to just wait another couple of days.
Yeah, which they're not. They want it now and they want it for less.
Yeah.
So anyhow.
What's the old saying? You can have it good, or you can have it cheap. You don't get them both.
Yeah. Well, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, of course.
So anyway, but and then little Fredo came in and he brought a bug. So now Ben's down with that, and
Good, more for you. You weren't doing anything towards the end of last year at all that would be interesting to the medical community.
I was literally yesterday. I was packing up. I had already, Saturday's payday, so I'd already paid everybody in the place. I was saying good afternoon to the grumpy lunch bunch guys that comes in every Saturday morning. They come in for the free donuts and coffee. They hang around till noon to make it look like it's, like they are just coming in to say hi. We all know. And then they leave just about lunchtime. And so,
What a coincidence.
yeah, and it's kind of a holiday weekend, so I decided I was going to leave early. And I get a phone call, and, we got an emergency pickup. Yeah, somebody with, issues had to relinquish firearms. And so, well, give me the address, and off we went. Yeah, we went and picked up 25, 30 guns. I don't remember now, but
Do you want to explain that whole process to people? You got a second?
well, luckily the daughter had already gotten power of attorney. So
Okay, so-
yeah, so it was pretty simple. Sometimes with a death in the family or whatever, 5150s and so on, it can be troublesome. We have a large collection just waiting on a 5150 means that you had an issue.
Perhaps your brain is not as at peace as it might normally be.
And one of our ex-regulars, and I think they 5 safes full of stuff, 3 safes, I can't remember exactly, but they've got a lot, and so we're waiting for the judge to release them, and they'll release them to me.
To you. Which is required by law. They have to dispose of them or put them into storage.
Mm-hmm. And they don't want them because they get inundated with these piles of stuff everywhere, so they can't wait for me to go. My favorite story of this, Santa Monica PD. A gentleman calls me. Wife and him had been married 40 years. And she decided overnight she wants a divorce, and she put a restraining order on him. Well, in California, you get a restraining order.
Red flag.
They come and grab your stuff. So he had 45, 50 guns. I don't remember exactly. And I go to Santa Monica City Hall, and I go to the front desk and I say, "Hi, I'm Jeff from Gunslingers. I need to know where the property room is." Blah blah blah. Oh yeah, it's this, then this, then this, then this. Okay, so I follow the tracks. I get to a room, and I'm about 3 minutes early. I knock on the door. No answer. So I just stand around. Okay. At 1:00 exactly, a door opens. These things were shoved out the door. Door closes.
No human interaction.
No. And now there's a pile of 45, 50 guns on the ground in front of me.
In City Hall.
Just outside. But, it's like anybody or their brother could grab these things and take off with them. So I'm grabbing as many as I can. And now I have to go back through City Hall.
With an armload of it. Hi, everybody.
I'm just waiting for NBC News to go, crazy man runs through City Hall with piles of, It's like, oh, man. Luckily, I got them all, and they all checked out. Everything was okay. But, jeez, unbelievable. Not one person gave me a second look. I couldn't believe it. I thought I was going to get stopped every 3 feet,
Maybe it was don't look at the crazy man and he won't notice you.
Well, it gives kind of some credence to, when John Wick gets in a fight in the airport and he stabs somebody and the guy just drops and nobody looks. They just keep walking. It's like,
In fairness to Santa Monica, they're probably used to guys coming in without pants on. So you might not have been the most arresting thing they saw that day.
I think you got a point. And speaking of guys with no pants, let's get to Richard at the airport. How are you, Richard?
Good evening, you old lang syne gunslinger.
Thank you, sir.
It's all by design.
What's going on?
I want to know, what do you prefer on a rifle, a wood stock or a plastic stock?
Well, it depends on what you're going to do with it. I think wood is beautiful, and I don't like the looks of synthetics, but if you're going to go hunting and you've got a beautiful wood stock and you drop it,
and you're going to.
It doesn't matter if you shoot Bigfoot, you're going to be bummed that you just wrecked your pretty gun.
Can I offer a slightly different view on that? I was working counter one day, and a gentleman came in looking for a hunting rifle because he and his son were going hunting. And I said, would you like a synthetic stock or would you like a wooden stock? And he immediately responded, I want a wooden stock. And I said, exactly what you just said. Well, you're going to get some nicks and dings. And he says, yes. He says, I am. And in 20 years, I intend to give this rifle to my boy. And when I do, I want to be able to point to every ding and Nick and say, remember we got that in Colorado hunting elk, and we got that one in Wyoming. And so I don't know if that helps color the decision.
Totally get that.
Don't you love it?
And if you're going to keep it in the family, absolutely. But if you've got a beautiful Weatherby from,
With that-
1964 and,
I'm with you there.
And you just dropped it and now it's just tumbled down a hill, cracked in half. And now the butt's over here and the rest of the rifle's over there. It's going to ruin your day.
I use a Browning as a hunting rifle, and it has a synthetic stock. Is that an answer?
Well, there you go. So it just depends on what you're going to do with it. For show, definitely wood, but for go, probably go with synthetic. All right?
Okay, and how about the way it handles? Do you like the wood or the synthetic?
Well, again, synthetic is lighter than wood, so wood will help a little bit with the recoil. Not a much, but a little bit. And
It's also warmer to the touch.
yeah.
And that sort of thing can matter on a cold morning. And synthetic is so much more stable.
Yeah, very true.
So we talk about things like bedding your barrel and having a free-floating barrel. Synthetic is much easier to do that. It doesn't swell, doesn't split.
All right.
Okay.
Richard, you got your joke for us?
Yeah, I spent a lot of money. I invested a lot of money in a seminar talking about reincarnation. Do you know why I spent so much money on it?
Why?
You only live once.
Goodbye, Richard. We'll see you next week with Leon and George.
Happy 2026.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir. Same to you. All right, guys, you're listening to Gunslingers right here on
The Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And we'll be back with Rick from the CRPA right after this.
And your calls after that.
Yep.
We've said this before. This guy does so much with the frickin' ukulele and his voice.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean,
Yeah, it's cool little tune.
I love strings and I love brass and I love drums and bass, but
Yeah,
you listen to that song and you go, what do you add?
One guy and a little uke.
My staff and I have decades of experience and knowledge. We'll give you great advice on your firearms and informed insights on what firearms to purchase. Plus, Gunslingers have a huge gun auction several times a year.
Come on. Where's my show?
Apparently, Kevin opened up the Rumble on the wrong Rumble. We have two Rumble accounts. One's got everybody and one's only got a few. And he opened up one on the few.
Oh, that's why I can't find it. Good. That makes me feel better.
Oh, here we go. And so I fell in love with you, heart and soul. The way you move me to gladly. Yeah. That's my favorite part. Tight. Held me tight. Held me tight. Held me tight. Welcome back, everybody, to Gunslingers right here on
The Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network, where I'm trying to duplicate the dulcet tones of the beast from the east. He ain't with us tonight, but he'll be back.
Yeah,
Jimmy.
Jimmy had family obligations tonight. Everything's fine. He just couldn't be here because he had stuff to do. So he will be back next week, and again next week with Leon and George, the Motorman and the Airplane Man. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But in the meantime, let's get to our friend Rick at the CRPA. What's going on, Rick?
Hey, so glad to talk to you guys. Feels like it's been, since last year. But anyway. So, hey, a couple of things that broke this last week that we should probably talk about. There was a case, it's not a CRPA case, but it was a case in the Ninth Circuit called Baird v. Bonta. It's a guy named Mark Baird, it's up in Northern California, who went after the state over the open carry scheme. And open carry is allowed in counties with less than 200,000 people in them, and we have several of those. But it kind of creates a very interesting issue that in some counties you can carry open carry, in some counties you can't. And so he took it to court, lost in the lower court, appealed it to the Ninth Circuit, and drum roll please, on a 2-3 vote, and I want to, a 2-1 vote, and I do want to say on the The dissenting judge, it was only a partial dissent. He agreed with a great majority of the case and said California was completely out of line, which started this weekend. Can I carry open? Can I carry open?
Yeah, I know. I've been getting that call too.
Right.
Yeah. No, you can't. Here's what's going to happen. I think before the end of the week, but probably I would guess by Wednesday, the Attorney General will do a, drum roll please, an en banc, the 11-judge panel, and that will just hold everything where it's at. And one of the things that Judge Smith said, and I think we're going to hear this from the state, is the state doesn't have to provide both to be within the Second Amendment. They have to provide either open or concealed. They do provide concealed in all 58 counties, so they're going to try to hang their hat there. But this is yet another window out of the Ninth Circuit, which is one of the reasons when people say, why are you so optimistic, Rick? This is another reason, because we have more and more judges that are doing this. And so I think this is just an incredible win for all of us, and this is starting to show that as we get these cases to the courts, it may take time. Mr. Baird, I know, has been working on this for the better part of, I believe, 7 years in this battle, but we're winning. And so, yeah, it takes a little time, but this is another win.
This is right out of the playbook, though. Every time there is something which is firearms friendly, if it comes to the Ninth Circuit Court, they immediately appeal it, right?
Well, yeah, but even in the appeal, it's getting tougher because, there were several times this last year that they could have, the en banc court could have heard the request and they denied it and sent it straight to the Supreme Court. So there's no guarantee that the Attorney General is going to get what he wants, and if he doesn't, then that case, along with some others, will be at the Supreme Court, which brings me to the Supremes come back in this week, and so we'll be waiting with bated breath every day to find out what happens with Duncan v. Bonto, which is handling the standard capacity magazine case.
Right.
And would, one way or the other, we'll finally get a decision on whether you have to have 10 rounds or you can have what the firearm was designed to have.
Has Rhodey gone before the Supremes yet? We're looking for a writ of certiorari?
No, there's a pipeline. That's a great question mark. There's a pipeline. So Duncan's first. Rhodey's behind it. There's a couple other cases behind it, but there's like 4 cases along with Duncan that are up for consideration right now, and then the next one. So if you look at probably the next 3 waves of cases the Supreme Court has, there's at least a half a dozen 2A cases in every one of those.
Wow. That's, like you say, we keep winning.
Yeah. So that's going really well. All the fun and games start to, bright and early tomorrow morning in the Capitol. So it's off to the second half of the session. First half we had ended last fall, and so now we're in this session. The difference with the second half, I'll remind everybody, is all the bills that come down, they have one shot. So you can't have any 2-year bills in the second year of the session. So everything this session either makes it or doesn't. And a lot of that's going to come down to budget. California is in a huge budget crisis of at least $42 billion admitted by the governor. And so as a result, finances are going to be a huge component in this. So we're going to see just where that puts the Second Amendment. But I think most of our positive bills have no financial issue with them. And we'll see how many bills they try to throw up against us. But it's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks to see how that develops.
You've kind of telegraphed your punch, but what are you looking for? What do you expect that the House will be doing?
I don't know. I'm not a betting guy, but
Gotcha.
I don't think we're going to see quite as many bills thrown at us as we have in the past. Just because there's so much on the table. It's an election year. People are trying to figure out what's going on with that. There's a lot of issues going on with, obviously, Prop 50 and other things. We have a governor who's a lame duck but running for president. And so it's a very interesting mix-up.
Sorry, Rick, I had to interrupt him. I said he's either a lame duck or a lame ass. I don't which way.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah. Well,
so, yeah.
Okay, and I won't bug you about what, but
no, we're still in the waiting line. Okay, I will tell you the moment we know about the excise.
I know that's why I said I'm just going to skip that tonight. What's going on with this parts stuff?
Fair.
The parts stuff is we're still trying to find out from DOJ exactly what they're going to do. But they're trying to find every way. Personally, I think the parts issue, the issue with the barrels and everything is because there are a ton of firearms, as you know, that have never been registered the way the state would like to see them registered.
Of course, yeah.
So, how do you get, you guys were talking with the gentleman Richard from the airport about hunting rifles. Well, there's a ton of hunting rifles that there's no paperwork on.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so the only way you're going to find that out is when you get your barrel changed out, which, people do with their hunting rifles for some of the very reasons both of you guys cited. They'll remove the wood stock and put on some new stock and want to get a different barrel that makes it a little bit fancier and better.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all, rights that you have to do. But now they see a way to finally, kind of backdoor to grab some of those firearms. In my opinion, that's the biggest reason to do it, because there's no reason to do this to save a life or to limit crime. This is strictly to try to find yet another way to get a grip on who has what firearm.
Okay.
That's the most logical explanation.
Yeah.
There's not often logic associated with the left's firearms legislation.
No.
Yeah, and the hard part is so many of our people, when I go out and say that, I'm like, you guys, this is just another route for them to try to find out what firearms you have. Oh, sure. You're being so cynical, Rick. No, I'm not being cynical.
Well, when is this law? It was supposed to start January 1st, no?
July 1st is what I was told the other day, but I will have the update information.
Okay.
Everybody's back in tomorrow, and so I was trying to hunt down some stuff for you this last week, and it was a ghost town up there.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Well, because I told you last week, DOJ has been sending stuff out. We got like a 14-page letter about all kinds of stuff the other day.
I thought that was a gobbledygook thing.
Well,
because a letter you can actually read and understand.
Well, yeah, fair enough. I mean, a letter from DOJ is like reading stereo instructions in Chinese. It makes very little sense, and if you don't excel in legalese, forget about it. So we got a great big thick one, and then we got another one about how they want us to keep, how gun dealers are supposed to be safe or something. And
so clear and concise directions as to how to enact this new legislation.
Yeah, which makes zero sense. But anyway.
I don't think they care.
Don't feel bad. I mean, they're making us all get COEs too, so,
Oh, jeez, yeah. The COE, that's a certificate of eligibility, guys. In order to work in a gun store now, you have to get one. So once again, California is extorting people. Oh, you want to work here? Huh? Well, pay me first.
And it's like $80 now, right?
I think it's 110.
Eesh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, anything else going on, Rick?
No, I mean, I think we've covered all the depressive things this week. Hopefully we'll have some really good news. The only other thing we've got going on is we're about 10 days from having about 75 women in the Capitol meeting with over 65 members of the legislature pushing our Second Amendment rights. So I'm excited and a little nervous because it's the first time it's ever been done in a U.S. Capitol.
Wow.
Can't wait to hear the breakdown of how that goes.
I say that should be interesting. All right. Well,
all right.
Anybody wants to get a hold of you, donate their time or money, or join?
Mm-hmm. Just reach out to us there and contact at crp.org, and we would love to have you.
All right. Very good.
Hey, can I throw one last out before he goes off? Rick, what are you looking forward to in 2026?
After this week, knowing exactly what I'm going to be responsible for would be very great. It would help me plan out the rest of the year. So this is the time where all the juggling goes on. So just want to get through this week, and then I'll know where I'm at.
All right, very good. Rick, we'll talk to you next week.
All right, you guys take care. God
you
bless.
too. Thank you. You too.
Thanks, Rick.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Now we become a call-in show.
Yeah. Well, that was a call-in.
That was a call-in. You're right. Well,
right.
We open up the lines to...
Well, actually, let's get...
That number is 866 870-5752. 866-870-5752.
All right. The one and only Leon the Motorman will be here in studio next week. That's right. We're going to have a whole bunch of people in here. Me and Mark, Jimmy, of course, and then we got George and Leon. We're going to have five guys in a three-man studio.
And a can of sardines.
We are the can of sardines, I think. But anyway, so that should be fun, guys. Can't wait. Another Motor Slingers show. And I've got an idea that I'm going to run by. I'm not going to tell you guys, but I'm going to run it by Leon. I want to ask him first and see how he feels about it. But I got a really cool idea. And speaking of really cool ideas, guys, what was your New Year's resolution? You know?
I like it. What are your firearms-related plans in 2026?
Yeah, let's hear it. Give us a call. What gun do you want to get? Either, buy at the store or pick up at auction. Let us know. We've got, I don't know. I think we've got 5 auctions planned for this year.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Less than a month and a half before the next one.
Yeah.
Start saving your shekels.
Yeah, it's coming right around the corner. I love this song. Hear it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Guys, you're listening to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslingers Syndicated Radio Network.
And we'll be back with, quick, what's the number to call?
866-870-5752. Again, that's 866-870-5752. And once you've made that call, save it so you can call us again.
All right, give us a call. We'll be back right after this. Then to fade away. My, hey.
That guy had such an influence.
Do you know how hard it was to find a Marine band blues in B flat? Because that's what it's in that song. Because it's in A minor, but it's down tuned to D. So, yeah, the damn thing was in B flat or E. Yeah, B flat. E flat. One of those. I can't remember. But I got one, damn it. I'll be right back. I gotta go talk to Kevin.
Yep.
Switch this or not.
An Operator 45 and a SOCOM 16 and 308. Well, that should keep you happy for at least the first couple of months, Wabbit. That's good kit. You're liking the old school cool. Those of you that are watching and listening, and I've got 2 feeds going. We don't have Rumble yet on my line. So I'm on the Facebook Live and I'm on YouTube Live. So we'll be glad to respond to your comments the best we can. Wabbit says he's picked up an MC Operator 45 and a SOCOM 16 and 308 to start out the new year.
Nice.
That's right.
That Operator, I've got a pair of those unfired consecutive numbered. I know.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. It is pretty cool. And then I've got one of those FBI ones too. Have you seen those?
Those are nice.
Yeah, and fairly scarce. There's only a couple of hundred of them. Cool stuff.
That is cool stuff.
We got to go shooting again. We'll pick a Monday and go shooting.
Soon, as soon as the rain stops and you can get across that the raging torrent.
I heard.
Nothing but net.
A little bit of rim. I heard that it got so deep that there was a literal 3-foot wall on the north side. So as you go in, you'd have to go up a 3-foot wall. And, if you're going to go up a 3-foot wall, you're going to be dragging your whole undercarriage.
Oh, I have a Honda, or Toyota Acura.
Yeah.
Well, my Camry.
Not going to happen.
Yeah. Rumble is on. They have 2 accounts.
Yeah, I told Kevin. I don't know if he can fix it or not.
And this pesky John Anderson character, I hope this is the year I finally find a coveted Tata snub-nosed scattergun.
Thank you. Okay, apparently they fixed the Rumble thing, yeah. Well, glad to have you back. See, I heckled John this week about how come you're not listening anymore? People noticed. See?
Yeah, that's interesting because Jeff and I were just talking. What motorcycle manufacturer?
Don't open that door, please.
You funny guy. And we're in.
The PIO for LA Fire Inspired is now writing a memoir about the fire. Did you hear about this, Joel?
Yes, it's really puzzling, especially because we don't know all the facts yet. It does look like someone's just trying to cash in on the fire. That's obviously a bit unseemly. The Morning Answer with Jennifer Warren. Starting at 6 a.m. on AM 870 The Answer. AM 870 The Answer.
This should be about us. Yep. Goodbye. Since you gotta go, you better go now.
Go now.
Go now. Go now. What a great song. Absolutely love that song. And that's the Moody Blues. And boy, did they take a left turn.
That's different than their normal dreamlike.
Well, that's very early with Denny Lane, still Moody Blues, and then he went off to Wings and actually used to do that song with Wings live, and then the Moody Blues went off into that Tuesday afternoon and Knights in White Satin Armor or whatever.
They sold a couple of copies though.
Yeah, 3 or 4 billion, and they're still not in the Hall of Fame, I don't think.
Is that right?
Yeah, but they let in the Hey Ya guy that had one.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. I think that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has lost its way. Anyway, welcome back to Gunslingers, where we talk nothing but whatever the hell we're talking about.
We have not dropped a guitar reference yet, and I'd like to point out that we're 38 minutes into the new year.
Good point.
Gretsch or Fender?
Oh, I'm a Gretsch guy. You know that. Yeah.
And on the same topic, and again, remember, we are a call-in show, and we encourage you to call in at 1-866-870-5752 with your New Year's thoughts or anything firearm-related. But I am considering transitioning, that's right, to a side-by-side shotgun.
Oof.
Browning BSS, SKB, or just get a Stoger and save money for shot shells.
Honestly, SKB. I've got all three. I've shot. I started with a Stoger, and I actually got pretty good at it. But they
don't hold up. The metallurgy is.
It's
a real good $500 shotgun.
Yeah, and again, with guns, you get what you pay for. Good
reminder.
For a guy that's going to shoot periodically, probably going to be totally fine with that thing forever. But when you shoot a lot,
that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Which is why you stay with Rugers as opposed to Colt clones, because the clones they have leaf springs, and a leaf spring is flat, and a flat spring that goes up and down and up and down and up and down. And
anybody
now it's going to go up.
Anybody that ever got a Coke can and did like this, that's what the spring's doing.
Yeah, and Ruger Vaqueros, of course, they're a little bit heavier, a little bit larger, but they're all coiled springed, and they just never break down. Yeah. So, and again, I've talked about, I think Smokestack has them now, but I had a pair of Ruger Vaqueros that I shot for about 8 years. And keep in mind, when I was getting ready for a big match, I go anywhere 2,000 to 5,000 rounds a week. And I used those things for all those time. Then I sold them to a friend of mine. He used them for a couple, 3-4 years, and then he sold them to Smokestack, who shoots them faster than any human being on the face of the earth can, and he's still using the same ones. So that's
yeah,
that's a Ruger Vaquero. They just don't go
argue
down.
with that. So why an SKB then over? Is there a third party out there? Is there anybody else as good as those two?
No, they're not, in my opinion. The Charles Daly that they made for about
an hour and a half.
Yeah, I kind of liked it because it was really light.
I got one. It is very, very light.
Yeah, but problem is parts, and they do break, and you can't get replacements. I think Charles Daly, they were made for Charles Daly by Chiappa, or Chiappa was where you were getting the parts. Because when I first got them, Boogie had to get one,
right,
and we needed a couple of parts for extra stuff and so on. And man, we couldn't get them. So cool gun. I think I'd steer clear of that one. Unless you got a pile of parts.
And again, nobody does.
Yeah, and as far as the Browning, the BSS, great gun, a little heavier. and you almost cannot go wrong with that SKB.
If you can find one. Those things are getting a little bit... I started looking.
I know an auction company that has one on February 14th.
Really?
Yes,
I know a
sir.
guy who might be bidding.
Yes, sir.
As a matter of fact, I'm pretty darn sure I know a guy who will be bidding on it.
All right. You know what? But our phones are blowing up. Let's get to Mike in Nevada. Michael, what can we do for you, sir?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, listen, I have a very technical question. Is it possible to get an RCB, a 223 RCBS die and full size of 5.56?
When you say full size, do you mean all the way down to the base?
Yeah.
I have seen people who have ground off. There's a kind of a little bell chamfer that starts so that they can size all the way down to the base. You're trying to use this in a semi-auto and having problems?
Yeah, it's for an AR-15.
Yeah. Boy, I don't know what to tell you on that. I have seen it done, and it has been done successfully. Okay, so you might have to grind off yourself. Just make sure you flat grind or lathe off the bottom of the die itself.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So just so it fits all the way down. Because typically they don't go all the way down to the base, and with a semi-auto, that base often bulges a little bit. It will not reloads will not reliably feed in a semi-auto. Is there anybody out there making a die? I don't know. So if somebody knows, boy, feel free to let us know.
Call us and let us know.
Yeah, because I think the 5.56, the casing is a little bit thicker than 223.
Well, the old ones, 5.56 and 223 in today's world are virtually the same. Older ones, and I'm going back to,
the old early Ruger Mini 14s.
Yeah, back then it would make a difference because 5.56 would have been a little bit thicker, more of a military round, and so it would fall under. But as in today's world, they're virtually the same thing. So, all right.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see. I was gonna ask, when is Jeff gonna be in the at the Gunslinger shop in Glendora?
Best time to catch me there is on Mondays because Monday we're closed at the Orange store. So, when I go to Vinny's to go check on my car, I'll get into that later. Sometimes I'll stop. I usually go by the warehouse and see how the warehouse guys are doing, and then I'll go up to the shop and check in on those guys.
Oh, okay.
I need to let them know that I'm still alive and still bark well.
I'll make sure. I'll make sure when I come to California, I'll be there on Monday.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
And actually, we'll be in Vegas on the 19th, the weekend of the 19th. Right. Yeah, Mark and I and Jimmy will all be at the
Antique Firearms Show.
Yeah, the Antique Firearms Show at the Westgate.
And probably SHOT Show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll be there too.
Okay.
There.
Very good. We'll see you then. Thanks, Mike.
Okay, thank you.
Take care now. Bye-bye. Okay, let's. We got. Let's see. Let's jump over to Mark in Woodland Hills. How are you, Mark?
Hey guys, 2 is good enough for me. No problem. I know you guys like the SIG 365.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any opinions on I had somebody say that their trigger worked fantastically on their CZ P10C. Do you know anything about that?
Haven't seen one yet. Have you?
Really?
Yeah.
As it happens, I just shot one last week. It is a very nice. It's a very, very nice short reset trigger, and it's one of the better triggers on a striker-fired gun that ever I have handled. Honestly,
well, I also
very
saw
nice
something online. Actually, also the Kinect Mix C9, and I guess it's under $400. And I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the Akron Type B. Have you heard about it?
I have heard about that gun. I have not done that. I've only handled the Canic, and I'm going to go with what Jeff said a little bit earlier, which is something like you
get what you pay for.
Yeah. It's a bargain priced gun, and Taurus makes good inexpensive firearms, or they make inexpensive firearms too. I chose my words carefully.
As far as the ARs, these resurgent grips, I've never owned an AR that had a fin on it, thank God. I had a grandfathered AR-10.
Mm-hmm.
But this resurgent grip, is that legal in California to replace the fin instead?
I'm familiar with who makes the God darn the sharp angled one. I'm just shooting the blank right now.
Yeah, it's kind of like at a 45-degree angle. It's
Yes.
funky looking. You know,
Ledesma.
my relatives who purchased some 380s last year, they've been toying with the idea of an AR. I think the Mini 14 would probably be better for them, you know.
The Mini 14, without going into the niceties of it, in case somebody from the state is listening to us, it completely is off the radar. And it's a terrific platform. It really, really is. They're very fond of them. They charge quite a lot.
Yeah.
But you spend that much on an AR all day, every day.
Yeah.
And again, Woodstock, we should have mentioned that for Richard. Woodstock is completely, it just looks like so organic and friendly and Knott's Berry Farm. I don't know what the
Well, you
magic
know,
is.
our current events this week, of course, I'm sure they haven't escaped anybody.
Yes.
You know? And I just love a quote from our good friend in Argentina, President Javier Milei. He had a very supportive comment for our president. He said, he was talking about the President Trump, and he said, "Freedom advances, long live freedom, damn it."
Yeah, I saw that. Good man.
Well, very good.
That's fantastic. Unfortunately, we got some nonsense out of the Vatican. You know, the last two popes have been pretty much liberation theologists who had a different perspective on South America. But thank God, no U.S. servicemen died in these arrests. You know, these are political. When it was a police action, like in Korea, I think that's what he should have declared, even the boat seizures and blown up the drug boats, you know. And I just praise God that they protected our warriors in this action, you know, and hopefully it will send a message.
Unquestionably.
Disarmed populace like this, the only people who had weapons are the militias, and they're going around right now, the collectivos or whatever they call them, you know. And it was a criminal indictment arrest, not a regime change, obviously, or they would have put somebody in, you know, or actively went towards that direction. But, you know, it's just that these people try and pretend that they're General Bolivar, you know, the South American George Washington, as he's often referred to. Chavez and Maduro are no George Washington. Okay, and that's basically all I got to say is we got to get rid of our voting machines, because the same voting machines that were manipulated and the algorithms developed for Venezuela were used in Brazil to get Lula in, and you know he's the Chi-Com, you know. And several of our own states still use these. We need hand-counted paper ballots tallied at the precinct level. Okay.
Yes.
Otherwise, these mail-in ballot insanity is how they flood the zone, and the developers for the techniques that stole the election in 2020 used mostly mail-in ballots. All of Europe has discarded that back in the 1970s because it was so corrupted.
Yeah.
You know. Well, anyway, that's all I got to say.
All right, Mark.
And y'all take care now.
Thank you. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks,
Take care.
Mark.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
I just want to respond. We had some people. Thank you for those of you who are online. Scott and Eric. Lyman, RCBS, Redding, and Forster all make small-base resizing dies for 5.56.
There
so
you
look,
go.
Audience rising
All right, so
like
Michael
cream.
in Las Vegas, there you go. All right, you know what? Leon, we got a line open. What's the number?
That number is 866-870-5752. Again, 866-870-5752.
All right, we got Tom in Temecula and Kelsey in Phoenix. We'll get to you as soon as we get back. You're listening to Gunslingers right here on
The Gunslingers Syndicated Radio Network.
And we'll be back right after this.
This John Anderson fellow, who seems to have a fascination with motorcycles and
I told you, don't
firearms.
open that door.
Oh, believe me, did we open a door here? Apparently, you had an Ivor Johnson Cycle Works revolver at the last time. He also mentioned, curiously enough, that the new year will start with a bang at the world-famous Double R Bar's first monthly match next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
A little bit of drive for a whole lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do Cajon and then
You double dip. Good on you. Well, it's
double
time to start
barrels
warming
on
up a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why. So, like I said, it all depends on how well the chest takes the shot shells.
Yeah. Well, they're both 6-stage matches, right?
I believe so, yeah. Oh, here we go.
Here we are.
Blue moon turns to gold again. When the rain is blowing the gold away. Well, my blue moon turns to gold again. She'll be back within my arms to stay. Welcome back, everybody. A little bit of Elvis never hurt anybody. All right, welcome back to Gunslingers right here on
The Gunslingers Syndicated Radio Network.
And you know what? Before we get going with the phone calls that we got, let's get some more. What's that number, Leon?
That number is 866-870-5752.
Leon, was that 866-870-5752?
George, you got it.
And again, folks, next week, these guys, instead of being on tape, these guys will actually be here in studio. So don't forget to tune in next week from 7 to 9 p.m. right here on KRLA.
It's a hoot when they're here, man.
It really is. My favorite shows of the year. All right, now let's get to Tom in Temecula. What's going on, Tom?
Well, the professor made the mistake of leaking that he's interested in a side-by-side. And, of course, I have an opinion on that.
Okay.
Now, I may have missed something while I was waiting for the phone to get picked up. But what are you going to do with it?
Well, it's for cowboy action.
This is specifically for cowboy action shooting. I have a side-by-side for trap, not for skeet, though. I told him that was full and full.
I don't shoot cowboy action, but I have some familiarity with what you're dealing with.
Talk to me.
In that case, you want the BSS. It's hell for stout. It's got heavier barrels. It's probably got a stronger action based on stuff that I've read. The single triggers are basically bulletproof. Now, you probably know that you can get it with either a non-selective single trigger or a selective single. The non-selectives are the silver trigger. The selectives are the gold trigger. That's probably the one you want because you can change the choking. The regular pistol grip gun is kind of clunky. They are heavy, which is going to reduce your recoil, which I think you probably want to do. They weigh more than the SKBs. The pistol grip guns are probably easier to handle because of the bulk and the pistol grip, but the desirable one is going to be the Sporter because it's got a straight grip and a slimmer semi-beaver tail forend. And I will admit that I'm biased because I have 4 BSS, and I got to admit that. I really like the guns. I've got 220s and 212s, and they are great.
Yeah, I said that they are great, and depending on what you're doing with them, BSS would be my go-to for lots of stuff. But for cowboy action, the SKB, because of what we're doing with them. First off, you got to cut the barrel down to 20, which I actually cut mine to 22.
I like 22 more, and I'll tell you for 2 reasons. You tell me why.
Well, one, because it fits whenever you go to put against something. They're a little bit longer. And then 2, because, we're not going to choke them. It's just a little bit more barrel to get downrange with.
I agree with
that 100%. The SKBs are a little
Mm.
prettier. I will admit that. And I will say that if you're going to cut it, if you're going to butcher the gun like that, don't get a BSS. Don't ruin one of those.
We are repurposing them.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree with you again that it's almost criminal to have to cut a Browning where the SKB is just, and the SKB is a single trigger also. But they work just fantastic, and they are the hottest gun in cowboy action for shotgun now. And that has brought the price of them up considerably.
Boy, howdy. Well, Tom, I appreciate the insight. And if you think about it, if I were to go to a BSS and if it were to get cut, we would merely be repurposing it. And this gun would live a very long and happy life, and it would be shot every frickin' weekend for the next 20 years.
And we could change your nickname to Bubba.
That's Mr. Bubba.
Well, I ain't doing it with a pipe cutter and a hacksaw.
Okay.
All right, Tom.
Enjoy whatever you get.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the call.
Thanks for the insight, Tom.
Bye-bye.
That was good. I didn't know about the gold and silver, but I do like the English straight stock. I got to be honest.
I do too.
I didn't know the foreigns were slimmer though.
And if I was into just cutting, I literally have a post 1900 greener. but there's not a chance I'm cutting
That
those
one,
barrels.
that's getting a little. Well, see, I was going to ask him if maybe he had one that he'd like to sell, but I think after the Bubba comment, I might be barking up the wrong tree.
That'd be a big fat no. So, yeah, I honestly for the game, the SKBs are just like I said, they're lighter. The pretty don't really enter into it because
we're throwing them down.
Yeah, the cowboy guns get beat up. Yeah. And again, we had a cowboy shooter who any cowboy shooters out there would know if I mentioned his name, but he's I think he hit 80, and he's decided to hang them up. So we've got a pair of Ruger Vaqueros ready to rock in 357.
I need a pair.
Yep, there you go. And then these got the Ray Heartless front sights on them, the whole kit and caboodle, and his 73 and an SKB. So.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry he is leaving, but I've heard SKBs actually are all coated with anthrax. There's no point in bidding on those. They've been licked on by lizards.
Yeah, I tell you. All right, you know what? Let's get to we got enough time. Let's get to Kelsey in Phoenix. Kelsey, what can we do for you?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Happy New Year. I love your show.
Thanks you, sir.
Kelsey.
Okay, so I have a question about handguns, specific caliber, which I know what some people say it might be on the way out. I don't think so just yet, but I'm in the market for a new 40 caliber handgun, and they're kind of hard to find. So I did find one, a brand new one here in the Phoenix area. It is Smith & Wesson 40 caliber. It's the SV. You guys are you familiar with that firearm?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Now here's the deal. I'm on the fence. You know, it's really inexpensive, and I know you get what you pay for.
You do.
But I just need somebody to push me over the fence or pull me back. So there you go.
You might get a yin yang here. The triggers are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's a terrific gun. Other than that,
well, it's a Smith & Wesson, so you know you're getting quality. Problem is it's the Smith & Wesson kind of half-assed, let's make a Glock kind of thing, and I think it's the SVE or something.
The new SVEs are these were issued to like police services all over wherever the United States went.
And unfortunately, just about every one of them was returned because they didn't care for them. So
I can understand that.
Yeah.
And the price point is really good. It's only, like I say, it's $299 plus tax. But again, and it is a Smith & Wesson, and it is a new, but you get what you pay for. So
yeah.
I'm kind of up in the air right here.
If you can handle the trigger,
you know, for a couple of $100 more,
tough to argue with that.
You can get a Glock 22 or 23, which is what the Smith & Wesson wanted to be. And honestly, over your lifetime, what's a couple $100?
Well, I agree. The thing is, I have a Glock 23 Gen 5. I have a Beretta 96, and I have a Smith & Wesson shield, and they're all chambered in 40. I just like the 40 round. And so, but it's kind of hard to find, 40 caliber firearms nowadays. So
yeah,
I came across this one, so I was just maybe going to roll the dice, maybe not. I'll give you guys a call back in a little bit and let you know if I took the bite or not, though.
All right, do that.
That would be good. I'd love to hear that.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, you guys have a Merry New Year. Have a Happy New Year. Keep on keeping on, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Same to you. We'll talk to you later.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So,
the original ones were so close that
they got sued.
Yeah. So if you got one of the first generation lawsuit guns, you substantially bought a Glock with a better grip angle.
Yeah.
And then they did get sued.
Yeah. I know Glendora PD originally picked them up, and they didn't last very long with them. A lot of complaints and a lot of issues with them. So that was the first gens. I
think I'm not as put off as you, but if you have experience with the police turning them in.
Yeah, I know of several departments.
On the other hand, were they transitioning from Beretta 92s or something to a whole new platform at that time?
I believe at that time they were, yeah. The 92, everybody was...
freaking was...
After that Mel Gibson movie, everybody and his aunt was shooting the 92. That was the most popular handgun in the world. But things changed and anyway, and the Beretta 92, it's a great gun.
They're still selling a lot of them.
And it's funny how people have poo-pooed on them because once the military took them, and, they wiggle and they this and they that, and it's like, no, they just do that when you wear them out, which is what the military does.
The military is going through 50 guys' hands.
Yeah.
And they're all training on it and stuff like that.
And that could be in a day.
Straight up. I like that. And the new ones with the only gripes I've ever had about that gun, the grip is quite large, get some slender panels, which they ship with now,
Yep.
and that front sight. And if you have a dovetailed front sight, which the new ones have, or a staked front sight, which the new ones have, that's still an entirely viable piece of kit.
Yeah, because the first ones you had to send it back to Beretta to get the sights changed.
Yeah.
That was kind of a pain in the butt. But anyway, in our second
power packed hour.
There you go. Well, more phone calls. What's that number, Leon?
That number is 866-870-5752. 866-870-5752.
All right, and again, don't forget, guys, next week he will be here in studio, the one and only
Leon the Motorman.
And
George the Airplane Guy.
George the Airplane Guy, who gets a ton of phone calls these days. George has become quite the celebrity.
They both are.
All right, you're listening to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And this is the long break, so we'll be back in a couple of minutes. What song is this? I can't hear.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Yeah, little Elton John. All right. And I see people are calling in, so give us a call. We'll be back right after this.
There is a Ringo's put up an article about how cowboy shooters are running perfectly good SKBs. Look, did you buy the gun to shoot?
Yeah. Hey, dude.
And you know what? You can buy spare barrels.
Yeah.
So just put another one on. If y'all not happy with the 22-inch barrel. By the way, I like the 22 for the reasons that you mentioned. The fact that as we get older, the longer sight radius I find useful.
Yeah.
And one more thing, a little bit of extra weight helps that thing open and stay. Huh?
Yeah. And that's why everything that I've ever had cut for myself, I've always cut them to 22. And people look at me like, 22? What are you, crazy? You want that as short as possible.
I have never seen you having any trouble navigating the stage.
So.
A conversation over on the YouTube channel. Do CCW pistols in California have to be on the California roster or just legally owned?
Just legally owned. They do not have to be. I don't think any of mine are. I have to think about it again, but Riverside is funny. Riverside allows 8, I think, or 6, and
Holy smokes!
I put 6 on mine just cause, one for each outfit.
We'll have
because all I ever wear is T-shirts and Levi's. But what's that?
We'll have a question for the second power packed hour then, which is I really like Springfield's little EMP9.
Me too. And I used to have one on mine.
And I like the 4-inch barrel. And as you'll know, it is the width that usually telegraphs you're carrying, not the length. So you can get away with a little extra barrel length, which I like in the handgun for the same reasons. And I'm curious about your thoughts on that.
Okay, I'll do that on air. So
I'm
we
going
have
to go
something.
get some water. Do you need anything?
I'm good, thanks. Well, what's up with you guys? I'm doing real well. I'm about 95%. This thing's all done and healed up. I got one nasty scar here, but this one is fading away. It's hardly even there anymore. I did just about 5 miles today. I got one major problem, guys. I've put on weight. I lost 55 pounds, and since just before the surgery started, I put back on 20, and I can't stop it. I cannot figure out what the fuck. Sorry, but I cannot figure. I'm not eating much. I'm still exercising. I do my sit-ups at night, but I cannot lose a pound. And last week I walked 4 times. And I'm doing my sit-ups 3 or 4 nights a week, and I put on a pound. Anyway, that's just telling everybody about my recent weight gain. I mean, I'll grant you at first, when I survived, I threw a bit of a party. I thought, hey, what the hell? You know, I lived.
Fair enough.
Woohoo! Let's eat what we want. You know, and the doctor's like, well, you know, you got to eat this and do that, and it's like, hey, you know what? I went 65 years on those. I don't got another 65 in me, so I'm eating whatever the hell I
Coke
want.
and Cheetos, baby.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, eat shit and die. I don't give a damn. But you know, now I'm paying for it, and the wife who's watching made about 18 billion chocolate chip cookies. Thank you very much.
You know what I'm willing to do for you? I will take as many of them off your hands as you need. I'm
Thank
here
God
for
they're
you, man.
all gone. I took a pile. Well, I brought a pile of them here last week. I took a pile of them to work, and she did the same and took a bunch of to her work. So they are finally all gone. No more brownies and cookies and all this. Oh my God.
Very few complaints from those people.
She buys the Christmas M&Ms and then puts them right there in the living room,
What do you
right
mean?
in front of the TV.
What do you mean?
And you know, and she doesn't just get M&Ms. No, she has to get M&Ms and peanut M&Ms. And
I like peanut M&Ms. I'm not going to lie, and I
I
can
love peanut
and I
M&Ms.
could justify them because there's like some real food value.
peanuts
in there.
Yeah. And you know, the worst thing is, I could literally go the rest of my life without touching an M&M or a Reese's, which is another thing she puts out, if I don't see them. Because I don't really go around eating much. I just, food doesn't interest me. I'm too busy with other stuff. So food isn't really that big a deal to me. But you put it in front of me, damn it, I'm going to, it's like, ooh, M&Ms. There's a handful. Well, it's only a handful. A bag is like 4 handfuls. that's
Yes,
the way
it is.
Yeah, it works for me. Damn it, let's go. Got a whole pile of them. So
I'm kind of like you. I'm peripatetic. I'm constantly moving. But there's someone in my life now, the redhead, who really, really knows how to cook. And I am so not used to food tasting good. I mean, I'm saying, this is chicken?
Yep. No, well, for me, I mean, honestly, and then then your body goes into this weird, and I get cravings. You know, it's like, well, I eat, well, yeah, but I didn't get my M&Ms, so I'm still hungry. Feed me. And it's like, and I'm rooting around in the kitchen.
How much of that's habit? Right?
Yeah, because I was out of the habit for a long time, but then all of a sudden it's right there, and I only got to take about 8 steps, and I got a handful of M&Ms. Woohoo!
Be gone, Satan! Kirk says a bag of M&Ms is getting dusted in one sitting, and I don't care what size.
No, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
That's a C. And an F, yeah. Moving forward, using all my breath. Making love to you was never second best. Dale crashing all around my face. I don't even remember the words anymore. Welcome back, Gunslingers, right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
All right, on the break, while you guys listening on the radio or doing whatever, I was in here bitching and moaning about Christmas and all the
cookies and goodies. Come on, you got to give yourself a break, man. There's like a Christmas 5, right?
Yeah, and
or 8
or 20, which is about what I've put on since my thinnest. When I got down to 195, and now I'm back at 215, and I'm angry. And you know what? All this talk now, I want M&Ms. Kevin, don't you dare.
But if the sun would come out and we could be outside and a little bit more active.
Yeah. Even that, I've noticed that when I was walking 5 miles a day every day, man, I felt like a champ, and I could do that, and then I get home, and then we jump in the car and go for a ride, or we do this,
right.
And I do that, and now, man, I go today I walked and I got home and I sat down on the couch and I didn't feel like doing anything again. It's really true about that. Body in motion stays in motion.
Yep.
And a body that don't sits on the couch and doesn't do jack.
Flips channels.
Yeah.
Football.
And I don't do that, but anyway, I do watch a lot of Andy Griffith. Let's get to Bob in Huntington. Bob, what can we do for you,
Bob.
sir?
Hi, guys. And yes, the Christmas cookies are dangerous. I agree.
Man, right?
But anyway, my question is: over the course of many years, I've acquired a variety of firearms from coworkers or friends or family. Back in the day when you just bought them and there was no paperwork, so I don't know the status of the registrations of some of these. But what would be the process if I wanted to try to send them to one of your auctions?
Just bring them on in. If you're in Huntington, you're not far. We're just in Orange. And see, understand in California that once upon a time, you didn't even fill out paperwork. And then for the longest time with a long gun, that being a rifle or a shotgun, I think about 7 or 8 years ago, they finally started doing it where you have to do make, model, serial number, caliber, color, and all that. But for the longest time, all we did was how many, and they did a background check on the buyer, but they didn't even ask what the long guns were. So California doesn't know much. So what they want to know now is, where things are. They don't care where they're coming from so much. The only time that ever comes up is if the gun would come up as stolen. So
yeah, well, these are all legitimate people that I knew.
Sure.
So hopefully none of them are
and likely not, because
anyway,
that does happen once in a great while, but it doesn't happen very often. And oddly enough, the last time it happened, it was from another gun dealer. Goes to show you how well California watches its own. But just bring them on in. All I need from you is a driver's license. You'll have to initial one page, sign a page, and put a thumbprint on it, and we'll take care of everything else. And all you got to do is kick back and wait for a check.
Sounds great. Well, thanks for your time. I appreciate it. And you guys have a good night.
Thank you, sir. You do the same. Take care now.
We got a call from Jim T, an online from Jim T, who wanted to know about ammo storage. Any advantage to storing ammo inside versus outside, non-climate controlled?
Well, sure.
The components, especially the powder, will break down over time.
Yeah, and primers can get a little persnickety. I love saying that because it pisses somebody off to no end. But primers can get kind of wacky, and depending on the type of primer too. You go back to World War II stuff, and don't laugh, because I've shot stuff pre-1900 that worked just fine, and then I've shot it's newer stuff that I had in the back of my truck in an ammo can that wouldn't work.
Because of the fluctuations in temperature and that sort of thing. And moisture especially.
Back, I'm talking 1998, 99, when Joe was still working as a gunsmith in the back of my original very first store. Him and Guy had just put together a Garand, beautiful new stock. Guy could parkerize, so we put it out as a rebuilt, redone, and beautiful gun. We had just put it out for sale, and I'm not within 10 minutes. A gentleman came in and he said he would always wanted a really nice Garand. I go, here you go. He loved it. He bought it, and because this was before 2000, all you had to do back then on a CNR rifle was fill out the 4473 and off you go. You didn't have to do the DROS and all the stuff that I have to do now. Well, he took it, loaded it, went to the local, remember, Fish Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
And shot it, came back about an hour later, and he's got little red spots all over his face and the gun in multiple pieces. What happened? He said, well, I don't know. It just blew up on about the third shot. And I was like, oh, boy, because we had sold him ammo, too. So, well, anyway, we got to talking, and I looked down, and that round was still in the barrel, the brass, and it said Winchester Western. But I didn't sell him any.
When is the last time Winchester Western was
And so
on the
I
market?
asked him, where did this ammo come from? He goes, oh, it's just stuff that's been in my garage forever. It takes 110,000 pounds of pressure to do that to a Garand. So if that tells you anything.
Wow. Yeah, that's an unfortunate tale.
Yep.
Glad he's okay.
So anyway, I think he hung up on us.
Oh, sorry about that.
Well, it wasn't me. I tell you, it wasn't me, Anyway, okay, so that's the story on that. Now let's get to Dave in Whittier. Dave, what can we do for you, sir?
Hey, you guys. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thanks,
too.
Dave.
So I want to ask you a question about gun classes, but I also want to mention a little music trivia because I love your bumper music. But first, question. When you take a gun class, do they include tactical training? What I mean by that is moving around to get the advantage when you're under a situation where your home is being invaded.
That's going to depend.
And if you know a class that does that, how you.
Yeah, I do, and as Mark was starting to say, that's going to really depend on where you go. Some places are going to be just kind of basics. Some places will be ATI, Mr. Murphy's place over at the Rahagi shooting facility in Norco, which I think they've actually renamed it to Eastvale now. But anyway, ATI over at Rahagi's, they do all of that stuff over there. Highly recommend them. That's where I go for my CCW renewal every 2 years. And
sign up for the class that's appropriate for your interests.
Yeah.
If you're an advanced shooter,
Great.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Great. Now, I want to mention something about the oldie Suspicion by Terry Stafford. Did you know that he was only 23 years old when he recorded that song and released it? It was a great video I saw of Dick Clark interviewing him. And also the rhythm where it sounds like the horn section is playing.
Mm-hmm.
Terry mentions... Dick asked him, "What about that? He asked him, "What about those horns?" He said, "It's not a horn. It's not a horn. It's organ, a special kind of organ." Yeah, it's just check out the YouTube video where Suspicion, 1964, where it introduces a gal walking in high heels, and it shows amazing different photographs of Rita Hayworth with the song and him doing the lip syncing of the song. It's a great video.
Well, I can even go a little farther for you, Dave. He wrote that song and tried to sell it to Elvis. That's why most people think it's Elvis that did it. And Elvis didn't care for it because Stafford actually did an Elvis impersonation, and Elvis didn't like that. So Elvis ended up cutting it later on after it became a hit for him. But it was kind of a sideways hit because he didn't expect the song, but they liked it so much that they released it under him. So
yeah, I love Elvis. I just love him. I love his music so much. But Terry's take is, I like it better.
Yeah, I actually met him at my friend Devin's recording studio, Southwest Sound, over in Sierra Madre, bazillion years ago. Really nice man. Anyway, so that's the story on that. Dave, thanks for the call, and we'll talk to you next time.
Sure, thank you.
You bet. Bye. Take care. Okay, you know what, Leon? That opens up a couple lines. What's that number?
That number is 866-870-5752. Again, 866-870-5752.
All right. We got, let's see, we're going to go to a break, but when we get back, we got Shauna in Glendora and Chris in Rhode Island. We'll get to you guys as soon as we get back. You're listening to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And we'll be right back. What the hell?
So if you want to buy or sell pistols, rifles, purchase firearms, supplies, or learn what's the best firearm for you to buy.
All the lines just went dead. Our first Rhode Island call, and we
oh no! I wanted our first Rhode Island call.
I did too. Sean and Kavina's called back. Uptown, I live downtown, I live all around. Welcome back, everybody, to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And I don't know what happened. All our phone lines went dead. What happened in there, you guys? We lost our Rhode Island call. That's just...
You know what? We will also accept phone calls from Vermont, Delaware, New Hampshire,
Maine,
but only from Bangor or Algonquin. I just like saying I'll gun quit.
I was going to say.
There's a college up there.
Oh, okay.
We played there once.
Fair enough. Anyway, you know what? No, we now have lines open. Leon, what's that number again?
That number is 866-870-5752. 866-870-5752.
Yep, give us a call. In the meantime, let's get to our friend Sean in Covina. Sean, thanks for calling back. What happened? Did our phone just go dead?
It just dropped. It's like about 15 minutes in, it just dropped. So there you go. We got gremlins in today.
Apparently. Anyway, what's going on?
Well, anyway, greetings to you, and I want to first congratulate you on another year well done.
Thank you, sir.
You keep on getting better and better. Your team's better and better. I visit the store in Azusa. It's better and better. Your auction's better and better. The radio show's better and better. And your YouTube is better and better. And if you're not listening to the shorts, you're missing out. Those shorts are wonderful. So I want to thank you for everything. That. And sometimes, Jeff, we take you and your team for granted, and I want to thank you for everything.
Well, I appreciate it.
And now I have a little, and if I can't have time, I want to have a little question for you, if you're ready.
Sure.
Go for it.
Yes. There's one point I think you mentioned about buying relevant calibers for newcomers.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a newcomer or a person not reloading, what calibers do you suggest for the people to buy?
Well, you know, a lot of people poo-poo on 22s, thinking they're toys and stuff, but more people get killed with a 22 than any other round. So that's not why you would want to start with 22, but because of low noise and low recoil, always start with a 22.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, because, you know, most people, their first time out, they're going to be nervous and they're going to be kind of worried. And then, you know, they shoot a 22 and they go, oh, geez, that's not so bad. And if you got a nice, you know, ringing target out there that they hit and it goes clang, they get really turned on by that. And they say, oh, boy, this is great. And I've had some, and I'm not making this up. We had one of my kids' girlfriends came out and never shot before in her life. It started with a 22. By the end of the day, she was literally shooting 44 mag.
Just first you walk, then you run, then you fly. Get past that fear of muzzle blast and recoil.
Yep. And
side note, it's also fairly inexpensive to shoot, so you can shoot a lot, so you can develop proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 22 is a great place to start, man.
Yeah, it's really where I would start because it's very non-intrusive for shooters. Okay.
And if I may add, I would tell the people to stick to like military calibers, like 9mm or police calibers, 9mm 38, 223, 7.62 by 39, and 308, because there's a good supply of these, and they're less expensive than the other rounds are out
rounds.
there.
I agree with that 100% too.
I would too. Yeah, I love shooting 9mm. I mean, honestly, these days, if I'm not shooting 22, it's pretty much as far as I go anymore is 9mm. I don't get out. I've got a lot of nice 45s. I don't shoot them too much anymore just because I'm just getting, I don't know, recoil sensitive in my old age. So I just 9mm and 22 is kind of it for me. All right.
Oh, one other thing. I want to, since you've been so good to us and making things better and better, I'm going to, another screenplay I'm writing, and I'm writing.
That last one was a great idea.
The last one's good. I'm almost there, but I got another cease and desist letter for them, but other than that, it's perfect. Back to this one. I got a new idea. Wait for it. A-Team the Musical. And I'm going to bring you guys in, Jeff, as Hannibal, Mark.
Same hair color.
You're going to be Murdoch. And Mr. T. Baracus will be, of course, Jimmy. And, of course, Andy is that guy. We can never remember the character's name. I think Templeton. But then, as usual, I'm going to let you buy that 33%, all three of you, and the next 20 callers get 33% off the auction.
A-Team the Musical. Oh, I'm going to quote you.
And you know what? I'm not buying the van, so forget about it. All right, Sean, thanks for the call.
Well, maybe we can use the Helms van for the new A-Team.
Ooh, I have news on a Helms van. I'll talk about it a little bit later.
I could see you dropping a crate engine in one of those.
Ooh, wouldn't that be cool?
Oh.
Sean, thanks for the call. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye. All right, let's jump over to Ed over in Riverside. Ed, how are you?
Well, thank you. How about you?
Hanging in there.
So far, it's a good year.
Yeah. I was hearing you talk about picking up the weight at Christmas time. You know that that's never been a problem for me. I tried to gain weight for years and I couldn't do it. I'm just anyhow.
Hey, Ed.
I wish I could.
Yeah, what prison are you in right now?
Pass some of this over to you guys.
Yeah, that would be good. Could you bottle it and put it in a pill form?
Right?
Yeah. Well, my gun questions, one of them, you have mentioned Nuremrich Arms as a place to get parts for obsolete, rare, whatever, all kinds of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that at one time you mentioned another company that did similar. Are Nuremrich the only one?
No. There's Jack First.
Right.
Sometimes you can go to Brownells. It's brownells.com. They'll have parts for lots of stuff too. But to be honest, this market is drying up. I don't know, over the last 10 years, I mean, you guys remember Shotgun News? You could pick up a Shotgun News and you could get parts for anything, literally, I mean, from half tracks to Glocks. You could get parts for just about anything once upon a time, but man, it is getting harder and harder. Even Numeric Arms, a lot of their pages, they'll have, but it'll
the diagram and say no longer available.
Yeah, no longer available or out of stock at this time. So it is getting more and more difficult. The best thing on trying to find rare and unusual parts these days is just a good old fashioned internet search.
And I hate to say it, eBay is your friend when it comes to parts, man.
Yeah,
I can't believe some of the stuff you can find.
Yeah, I have found. I had one of those. I can't remember the model, but it was a Kimber 22 rifle, single shot military trainer. Beautiful gun with a broken stock, brand new. And man, I tried to find a stock for this thing forever and a day. And where did I find it? On the bay. So
gotta love that. What are the chances?
Yeah, and I didn't have to pay. I was only like $140.
You know, I was going to say you don't want to chuck the action out.
Yeah, no. And what a shooter this thing. Even 100 yards. Just boom, right there on the spot. So anyway, okay, Ed?
All right. Well, thank you very much. Mm-hmm. And once again, a happy and blessed New Year to everyone. And hopefully we can all get out and work off the Christmas exit.
Appreciate that. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Yeah, even my horses are looking sideways at me like, you want to get on me? It's like, well, I've been watching. Have you noticed all of a sudden there's all kinds of Western channels on TV? There's on DirecTV Channel 20 is this all Westerns TV shows, and Wanted Dead or Alive is back on.
Ooh.
Yeah, MeTV is playing it on the weekends, and this channel is playing it every night.
How about Johnny Yuma?
I actually saw an advertisement for that.
Branded.
It's a weird time, but yes.
Honestly,
yeah.
As a format, it just doesn't go away, does it?
Well, the American and the Westerns, they hand in hand. And it is truly the only real American art, in my opinion.
Meanwhile, you have the new mayor of New York saying we have to get rid of the rugged individual.
Yeah, well. Get rid of this.
I happen to like the rugged individual. I like being responsible for
James Earl Jones, as you know, Mark, once upon a time was a real good customer of mine.
Yes.
And just the sweetest man in the world. The very first time I met him, he walked in, very unassuming, very just low-key, but boy, was he a buyer. And we got to talking about this, and he said, no, jazz is the true American art. I go, no, jazz is based out of the French Quarter.
I was going to say, how about Yango Reinhardt in Paris?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, he kind of had to half agree. He didn't fully agree with me, but he half agreed.
There's an argument to be made.
Yeah, the Western is really the thing. But anyway.
Then the Italians hijacked it.
Yeah. Spaghetti Westerns, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, that's that.
They made them fun.
Let's jump over to Michael in Whittier. Michael, what can we do for you?
Hey, Happy New Year, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Same to you.
I want to wish you and your gunslingers continued and growing success this year.
Thank you.
I picked up my HKP9S I won from your auction.
Excellent, excellent gun. I told you got a good deal on that, too.
Yeah, I believe me, that was one of my bucket lists. But
Have you had a chance to shoot it?
As soon as it dries up, I'll be taking it out. I for New Year's, because of course it's still wet here. I went down to reload some ammo, and for my New Year's gift seems to be my Dillon electronic scale is giving up the ghost.
Oh,
and I'm wondering. I've only had the one scale since like the mid '90s when I first started reloading. Should I be getting a mechanical scale, or is it still all right to just stick with electronic scales?
Oh, digital only. I can't stand those old
Roll the
mechanical-
dial,
Yeah,
move the weight, roll the dial. Honestly, electronic.
And to be honest with you, Michael, I'd call Dillon. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't send you a new one. They have a no.
Yeah, I've thought about it with their warranty, but I didn't know if that extended to, their electronic devices.
You know what?
I'd love to hear the story.
Yeah, a phone call can't hurt, and I would give it a try because those things are a little bit pricey. I believe they're about $100. So I would call them first.
They were kind of cutting edge back in the '90s when I first got it.
Yep.
Gravity never kind of dies,
That part is true. The old ones work fine, but God, the electronic is so much easier.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that old-timey get out the weight and what a pain. Anyway, Michael, there's the music. That means we're cutting to a break. Thanks for the call, and let us know what happens when you call Dillon, all right?
Yeah.
Will do. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, I love this song, Bad Company. All right, guys. We got lines open. Quick, Leon, what's that number?
That number is 866-870-5752. Again, 866-870-5752.
We'll be right back, guys. Such a great song.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's a very underrated band. I'm hoping that Kev can screw that camera over, look at our Christmas tree. Who the frick could put the margarita umbrella on top of the Christmas tree?
I don't know.
I'm not disapproving.
I don't know.
Just notice.
Here.
Oh, there you go. Better. I'd like a strawberry daiquiri, Santa.
Yes, can I get a Christmas tree, a margarita, one of those M&Ms over there?
I'm up to here with the shopping. Oh, a question was asked, and I want to get Mr. E asked. He's apparently putting together an AR-15 build, and he wanted to know the difference between. Apparently, he's going down from the bones up. He wanted to know if she should get an H2 or a T2 buffer, the tungsten or the standard.
It depends on how much he wants to spend, I guess.
There's a significant price difference?
It seems to me there is, but again, I haven't been in a retail
the minute
store
you
in
want
3
boutique,
years.
you're going to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
If you're I know that if you're running a shorter barrel, or a lighter carrier group, you want the lighter follower. But
Leon's son. Well, we got a few minutes, but yeah.
That's how you get into a $3,000 build, right?
Yeah, and let me tell you, this is how I build my ARs. Andy, make this work. I just shoot them. I don't clean them. I don't play with them. I don't build them. I just shoot them. So I honestly, I am not an expert in AR parts. If you call my Azusa now, my Azusa store, those guys can fill you in on just about everything you want to know. But I don't know. What do you think?
I am getting back into 3-gun.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and reconstitute my rifle, which is rather trickish, full-floated with a polygonally rifled barrel, which is not a common thing in rifles. But man, it was giving me 1/4-inch MOA when I did my part. And I've got a Geissele 2-stage trigger, and I'd like the 2-stage for a run and gun sport. I want to get a slimmer, lighter forend, and I couldn't tell you what buffer I have in it, but I can tell you this: that gun has never failed me, and I'm pretty sure it's a stock buffer.
There you go.
So I'm a kind of a keep it simple stupid, especially if you're going to do high volume shooting.
The KISS method almost always works for me.
I don't want to have to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit. I think in both of us, there's a little bit of the Mario Andretti. Hey, look, they don't pay me to fix them; they pay me to drive them.
That's me. I just, it's.
I don't even want to reload.
Yeah, it's like the car dealer that buys a new car every week. No, I'm not talking about me. They're just tools to me. There's a few that I can't say that about that are special, but for the most part, oh, look at this. Oh, Andy's little girls.
Oh, look at that smile.
Yeah.
That's pretty doll.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Yep, here we go. Oh, I'm the type of guy that never settled down. Where pretty girls are, well, you know that I'm around. I'm looking to hug them, they don't need, they're all the same. I love them and I squeeze them, they don't even know my name. They call me the Wanderer, yeah, Wanderer. I'm around. Welcome back, everybody. No, that's not my theme song. Oh, man. You know what? We have been using him to advertise our phone number all night, but now we got him on the phone. Let's get to our friend Leon. Leon, how are you?
Well, good evening, you guys. I want to wish you guys all a healthy and happy new year.
Thank you, sir.
Great listening to you guys. But, I was listening to the show tonight, and I know a little bit about automotive and a little bit about guns, but when you're talking about 22s and 44s, and I got thinking, that was a number of jets we used to put in carburetors and figure out so they could get them to go faster.
Exactly.
What are these carburetors?
Carburetor, that's a thing of the past, but I enjoyed building a lot of carburetors over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Leon,
so how you guys doing? You guys doing a fantastic job, and I just want to wish everybody there and all the listeners from the Gunslinger Show, which is doing excellent. I just love it.
Well, thank you.
Just a happy and healthy new year.
Thanks, and same to you. And we'll see you and George here next week.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was talking to George tonight, and we're going to get together next week. We're all excited about it, and so it's going to be fun, and we appreciate you having us on, and it's just always exciting when we're there.
Well, we get a big kick out of it too, Leon.
You guys are a hoot. You need your own show. Straight up. You need your own show. We are going to listen.
The Leon and George show.
Right?
I can see it now.
Well, I talked to Scott, but I don't know. Well, I'm still talking to him. I don't know whether we can do an own show or not. The auto industry's changed. Everything's changed in the automotive world.
It hasn't, it though. They hardly even need mechanics anymore because you just plug something in and a computer tells you what's wrong with a car.
That's exactly right. And I got some news the other day that some of the auto parts stores are closing down, across the country due to the fact there's not many people that work on their cars anymore.
Yeah.
Cars are so electronic now, you can't go to the, older people, I guess, who want to work on the cars, but You can't go buy a water pump or spark plugs. Everything's so different today.
Yeah, and you go into one of these places. I won't name any names of the places, but you go in and you say, I need a water pump for a Chevy 350 small block, blah 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 blah, and they go, "Whoa, what year? What car? What?" And they have no idea except for what the computer tells them, and it's like, dude, it's in a 51 Merc, okay? Just give me a small block 350 water pump, and they can't even handle that.
You're using words,
You're
sir.
absolutely right. You're absolutely 100% right. It's just the industry, and me being in it all these years, it's changing so rapidly, especially with all the electronics that's coming on in. I mean, if you own a late model car, you can't work on it yourself, and it's just very difficult for me. I got to get all my computers out and all of that, just try to get things worked up to find out what's wrong with these cars today.
There was a place in West Covina where I grew up. It was called West Covina Auto Parts, and believe it or not, at one time they were open 24 hours a day.
That was not uncommon.
Yeah, and man, you go in there and have to take a number and sit down. And that's a true story.
That's absolutely right.
Guys knew how to fix their cars.
It was right next to Harry Hill VW.
If you had a VW, you were going to need parts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, well.
No, but it's very difficult, but I'm really looking forward to next week being on your beautiful, nice program, and George and I both are excited about it, so I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully we can get some of my old-time listeners calling in. Well, young listeners, I should
There you go.
say.
Youngsters, all of them.
Yeah.
Hey, Leon, just so you know, we have a lot of love on our online feeds right now talking about you.
Well, we
God
always
bless
do.
you guys.
Okay, Leon.
I love all my listeners.
I'm going to
You
call
guys have a great day. Happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Okay, Leon. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Leon.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye. The one and only legendary.
He is a legend.
Leon the Motorman. And man, West Covina Auto Parts. I hadn't thought of that for age. And you could get anything there. I remember I had a 56 Chevy when I first kind of started driving. I had a 56 Chevy. It had a 396 big block in it, but it had been punched out to a 421. And I lost... I think one of the push rods bent or something. And we went down to West Covina Auto Parts at like 8:30 on a Sunday night. And me and my old buddy Dave Dwyer, and we bought a whole thing of push rods. Problem was, we asked questions. And the guy told, we asked, how far do we have to torque down the valves? And he looked it up, and he gave us a number that was way off. I tried to start that after we put in all the push rods. I tried to start that thing. Oh, we bent every one of them.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so we had to pull them all
back.
Yeah, we got to go back and do it.
And they were still open because it was 24.
Yeah.
Ouch!
And then after we got those in, about a week later, the head gasket on the same side went out. Oy, oy, oy. But it took
good time.
Me and Dave. This 56 Chevy was such a learning mobile. I learned a lot about cars having
Same
that one.
with my experiences. I had that old Oldsmobile Offenhauser engine stashed into a 51 GMC pickup truck.
Yes.
And in retrospect, the minute you start messing with something that the factory created, let's face it, you say the gaskets went out, right? We learned a great deal, and we spent a great deal of time under the hood of that dang thing.
Yep.
Had fun when it ran.
This head on a big block Chevy, so damn heavy. It took me, Dave, Daryl.
Just the head.
Yeah, and a shovel. Yeah, we literally had to pry it up with a big old flat spade shovel. Oh man,
I got a picture of that. But I absolutely believe it. There was a lot of iron in those cars.
Yeah, those were good days.
Man.
Those were good days. And of course, I took auto shop at school, which is something that both Leon and I both believe we are truly missing out on.
Agree 100%.
Yeah, shop classes, they need to bring them back. Hell, if it wasn't for PE and shop classes, I never would have got through. Never would have gone.
It's not a good fit for everybody, man.
Yeah.
You got to have alternatives for people that don't want to sit quietly in a classroom and do calculus.
And be fed pablum or whatever. Yeah,
well, there's that.
Glorified babysitting about this point. But anyhow, metal shop, wood shop. I
had them all.
Yeah, same here, and loved them. I remember my first. It was the only first period I ever made it to on a regular, normal basis.
Were they rotated in auto shop?
Yeah, it was metal shop, because I remember the next semester I got stuck in algebra. First period, and I think I missed 28 days in that semester. That class.
I can believe that too.
Yeah.
What was your project?
Oh, the first one was, of all things, I had to make
a toolbox,
a screwdriver.
Ooh.
With a plastic handle that you had to put on the lathe and
turn down
and turn to make it all smooth and everything. And I had that screwdriver for ages and ages. Of course, you had to heat treat the driver itself to keep from bending and everything else. It was a lot of fun. What a cool, really great. My teacher always reminded me of Ron Say from the Dodgers. He was kind of short with a mustache, and kind of waddled when he walked. And he didn't care for it when I called him the Penguin.
It was a compliment.
Yeah,
Dude, what's wrong with that man?
I thought so.
I still have the cutting board.
No kidding.
That I made in wood shop when I was like 13.
Jeez. Those were good times. In West Covina High School, back then we were the Spartans. We were light blue and white. Now they're the Bulldogs, and they're purple and black. And now there's a fence all the way around the school with barbed wire and everything else. Okay. We had an open campus. You could walk on, walk off anywhere around. It was just how it was.
We had a process whereby you had to have a pass to get off campus, and the people in charge of enforcing it were the third and fourth period auto shop kids. So I took third period. My buddy Russell took fourth period, and there was a blue-green GMC pickup truck in that parking lot an awful lot of the time. That seems to sneak off. Anyway,
yeah, those were. I remember for West Covina Auto Shop, there was a line to get into that class. The teacher was real popular, and man, I remember one kid in he was a grade or two above me, and he was driving to school in a '67 Ford the GT500.
Nice little scooter there.
I mean, you're talking a six-figure car in today's world.
Right?
And he would take it to school, and they would work on it.
What was your car in high school?
I didn't have one because I got in so much trouble.
Grounded till you were 38.
Well, I had my license availability revoked until I was 18 when I was 14.
I ran into a similar problem on the motorcycle.
Well, that's how I got mine. I had so many moving violations that they said, you know what, dude? You're going to have to wait till you're 18. I was like, oh, man.
Oh, man, that put a crimp in your high school.
A little bit. So my school car was my feet.
Buses. You remember buses?
Yeah. Well, for West Covina High, I was only a block and a half away, so I walked to and from every day. And in Cameron, when it was a junior high, I lived right across the street from it, so that was nice because, again, open campus, so I could hop that fence and go home and eat lunch and come back.
When you say open campus, I hopped the fence. Did they know it was an open campus?
Well, no, it was open in the front. This was a junior high, so it had a fence around the the field areas, and I would just hop that fence, and I'd be home. I had lunch with my pops now and again. Anyway, you know what, guys? We're coming up on a break. Brent in L.A. We'll get to you as soon as we get back. In the meantime, you're listening to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslingers Syndicated Radio Network. Come up to our last segment.
Yep. Appreciate you listening. We'll be right back.
Kirk says,
then have the ball. If that's all there is.
Kirk says, remember, everyone, write 2026 on your checks.
Oh, I know.
Or your Venmo or your Zelle.
You know what's amazing? Younger people don't even know how to write checks. You know, they come in and to get paid and we write them a check and they look at Can't you just Venmo?
Who is this?
It's like, what's a Venmo?
Bear with an AR. Boy, I love that level of optimism.
What's that?
Oh, and bases talking about bear hunting with an AR.
Ooh.
Maybe an AR-10.
Not
That's
me.
even edgy. Oh, here we go.
Well, I'm not bragging, babe, so don't put me down. But I got the fastest set of wheels in town. If someone come up to me, he don't even try. 'Cause if he had a set of wings, man, I know she would fly. She's my little loose coupe. You don't know what I got. You know, I've been listening to this guy. I think his name is Chris Cron, C-R-O-N. He's on the Reels, and he breaks down Beach Boys songs.
Oh, yes.
Man,
and the genius behind it.
Oh, man. It gives you a whole new perspective on how great these guys were. And then the Beach Boys channel on my phone that I get plays a lot of their songs a cappella.
Wow.
So they take out all the music. And today they did, what's it, Surfer Girl. You know, it's like 5-part harmony. It's just absolutely amazing.
No
stuff.
Antares, no auto-tune.
No, just
guys.
Talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Speaking of talent, let's get to Brent in LA. Brent, how are you?
Shalom and Magam miraculous New Year, you grateful gunslingers.
Thank you, sir.
Shalom,
and same
Brent.
to you. What's going on?
Well, Jeff, yesterday, in less time than it took Kaiser surgeons to perform your big, beautiful open heart surgery, our kind, wise, and courageous Camelot king, Trump, conquered all Venezuela, cuffed its murdering monster Maduro, gave a national press conference, and drove crazy the Trump demented, delusional, disordered democracy.
Right.
And so, again, it is incumbent upon all Americans and righteous people of the world to bless and thank God, President Trump, and our miraculous, marvelous MAGA military.
You bet.
Are you enjoying watching them twist in the wind as they forget what they said about Maduro a couple of years ago? And now, by golly, how could Trump get rid of this man? It's so, yeah.
It's amazing. They put a $25 million bounty on him, and now all of a sudden they want to save him.
Yeah. Wow.
These people are beyond demented.
Second largest exodus from that country in modern times. Over 8 million people have had to flee that country. And yet, boy, bad man. Anyway.
Yeah.
You know all that stuff, right?
Well, you know, the Democrats, you know, it's now, this is the democracy of the demented and the demonic and the dictators.
Yep.
It's like they quite can't get on the side that Trump might actually be doing magnificent things.
I think Trump should come out with a new one saying he really likes air.
Yeah. I'll never breathe it.
Oh, man. I mean, the man could save puppies from a burning building while curing cancer, and they'd find problems with it. Just no matter what he does, they have to make a stink.
And we got a man playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers. The significance of this in the global scheme of things, especially what's going to happen now with Russia and China, can not be described. And we certainly don't have enough time on this show to do it. But man, oh man, oh man, oh man, you watch how the dominoes start falling.
Yeah. And again, if the right would get a little smarter and do, the what's that stupid Daily Show? You know, it's all anti-right wing. It's all anti-Trump. Well, why can't? I mean, we've got
where is that show?
Yeah,
on
we've
our
sort of got the Gutfeld show, but it's only on Fox. If we could get 2, 4, or 7, NBC, ABC, or CBS, and start playing a right-wing version of that, and people would start going, and
just break this stuff down.
Yeah, that would be a domino theory too. But anyway.
I agree.
So there's that.
All Trump needs to do is just blow, and Cuba will now topple.
Right.
It's about time we free Cuba and make it the 51st state.
I tell you, I bet that's where you find Jimmy Hoffa. All right, Brent, as always, thanks for the call.
Have a great one.
Talk to you later.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Brent. Happy New Year.
Hey, you know what? This is interesting. We got David in San Francisco. David, glad to hear somebody from Northern Cal finally calling in. What can we do for you?
Well, yeah, I heard you talking about Maduro there, and I haven't really gotten the details about all of the charges against him, but I noticed some of it had to do with owning machine guns or stockpiling machine guns in an attempt to attack America or something like that. So I'm wondering if you know the specifics about it.
I don't, because to be honest, we try not to do a whole bunch on politics because, you know, I'm more of an expert in firearms. I'm sorry?
These are just the charges.
Yeah, keep a finger on the indictments. They will reveal themselves.
Yeah.
And so if you want to talk about the machine guns.
Yeah, if you want to talk about them, we can at least try. But, you know, machine guns are been illegal since 1934 in America. So, you know.
Well, but this would be that Venezuela bought machine guns to defend itself against America or to defend itself anyway. And so how is it that an American institution can charge Venezuela for defending itself?
Well, I don't think that they were defending themselves per se. There was one guy trying to defend himself from everybody, but... Any which way, David, we're coming up on the end of the show. We got to go. Thanks for the call. We'll talk to you later. You got to figure somebody from San Francisco. Anyway. Was I rude?
No. That's, well, first of all, we are running out of time, and this is a firearms-related show.
Yeah,
and if we would be glad on another show to listen to an impassioned defense of Maduro.
Yeah, as long as he's willing to listen back. That's the problem with most people on the left. They're very willing to spew, but they're not very willing to listen.
Yep.
Any which way. So, we got a couple more minutes. What do you got going this week?
Oh, well, I'm still getting my voice back. As you know, we've been working pretty hard lately. We're looking for the new year. We have a new album coming out and that kind of stuff. I'm intrigued. I don't know if I have enough time to procure a side-by-side and reacquire its usage, because I did start off with one before I fell in like with the 97. But my dad used to say this about cars: never fall in love with a car, it won't love you back. And boy, is that true of 97s.
With me, it's always, don't fall in love with something you may have to eat. And as a gun dealer, there's lots of times I've bought something and was all set to, and then somebody would make me an offer and off it goes, and so I didn't get to use it much. But
there you go. So I've got I have 9 world championships. I want 10, and I'm hoping that I can, out of the 2 categories that I'm competing in, I'm hoping I can pull one off this year. And I just don't think I've got time, because I didn't shoot for I don't know how long.
Yeah, this is for both of us has kind of been a rough year to get back out on to the horse, no pun intended. And
what about you?
Well, I'm going to End of Trail also, and
I'm looking forward to this, by the way.
Yeah, me and Mark are going to. Yeah, we're going to shoot together.
We're going to have fun.
I think so.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Mit Germans, I understand.
Yeah, with a whole bunch of friends from Germany. That should be fun, and I'm looking forward to shooting well and maybe taking home a trophy of my own.
You're doing your due diligence, like I said. You're starting to shoot this coming weekend.
Yeah, this Saturday and Sunday I'm gonna get out and try. The Cajon's easy; it's only 25 minutes. The other one is a little bit longer, but
long drive, big fun.
Yeah, gotta go.
And they always put on a great match.
The world famous Double
R bar.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I'm seeing people. We've always had a little bit of an advantage living here in Southern California, because the World Championship takes place at the end of February, and that's still harsh and inclement weather for a lot of places, including in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
But this year, I'm seeing a whole lot of people out in the Midwest and in Colorado shooting while we are sitting here.
Yeah, getting soaked. Yeah.
And ranges that are impassable. And I don't think the people in the Midwest and in Rhode Island, call us back, I don't think the people out there understand the kind of incredible inclement climate we have to deal with. It's gotten down to like 49.
Oh, forbid.
Crazy talk. And moisture. Moisture.
There's truly only one reason to live in California, and that is the weather.
And it is not playing ball with us this week, man.
No. I mean, all the years I did play ball, year round. I mean, that was the whole point of being here.
Yeah.
And now, Well, it's that global warming.
It is that global warming. So,
well, wait, no, you can't call it that anymore. Now it's something else.
Climate change.
Climate change, yeah. Because when one doesn't work, throw them another. Yeah. I'm sure our friend in San Francisco agrees with that. Anyway.
So I'm doing that. I'm going to get back into Wild Bunch, and I'm going to buy one more good fire. This last firearm. I'm going to get a good side-by-side, and I'm going to get one last good firearm, and I'm completely done. All my needs. I can't believe I let those words leave my mouth. But I'm going to get a good stack barrel.
Oh, okay.
Going to get a
nice
good stack barrel. What do you got coming up in the auction?
Lots.
Yeah,
whole bunches. Yeah.
Anything you particularly recommend? I'm thinking like maybe an Axios or.
We had a bunch of them in the last auction in December. I don't, off the top of my head, I don't recall. I don't think so this time around. We get them all the time, and I do like the Beretta 686, but.
What else you got?
We inevitably always get nice Brownings, and hard to say no to a good,
like a Satori or a Lightning.
Well, Lightnings are getting a little up there, but the Browning Satoris,
I had noticed that too.
Yeah, you can still get for a pretty good deal at auction. So I would try and look for those. But let's see. Next week, don't forget we got the one and only Leon the Motor Man coming in with George, the Airplane Man. We're going to do a Motor Slinger show, guys. So don't forget, tune in for that. In the meantime, you got any questions or comments, feel free to look me up at gunslingerauctions.com. Phone numbers are there. Addresses are there. You can come by. We're starting to put out February auction, February 14th, Valentine's Day. That's right. It's going to be a Valentine's Day massacre of your wallet. We got a lot of killer dealer stuff. Don't forget, we've got
not just firearms.
Yeah, we've got the John Wayne family collection coming in. This is John Wayne's daughter has brought us some firearms.
Lettered, numbered.
Yep, and signed a signed letter from her stating that they do belong to her. We've got that Colt, the Mexican Railroad.
Oh man, that one I'm waiting to see how that goes.
Yeah, that one is going to be really cool. We've got some beauty single action Colts and a bunch of 1911s that are going to knock your socks off.
Two guns I'm getting this year. I need a good single action Colt.
There you go. All right, there's the old music on the wall. That means we did it again. We made it through another show. Want to thank you guys for listening. I'm so sorry for the guy in Rhode Island. I really wanted to
give us a call back.
Yeah, call us back another time. Anyway, guys, don't forget to smile. It's just little curves. That's a lot of things straight. Thanks, Leon, for that. We'll see you guys next week with Leon himself. Good night, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.